Hey guys, Milton Minch here to make film introduction, and for my pick is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, released in 1990, directed by Steve Barron. Of course, it's based on the most famous turtles in the world that dominated pop culture back in the 80s and 90s, with the comic books, with of course the famous TV show, video games, action figures, you name it. It was a total domination in terms of merchandising. So it really makes sense to make a live action of it, but the project was rejected by every single studio until Moonlight Cinema with Coven artists, to take the project, and the rest is history. So this is actually the first adaptation of the Turtles on the big screen, and there was no CGI back then, so they used they used they put real actors in it inside of the suits, and of course the suits were created by Jim Henson. They made the characters so believable. It was kind of cool to see the turtles like real characters instead of cartoons. So it was really a movie that was part of my childhood. Turtles are a part of my childhood, as you see with my shirts. TMNT for life. And I remember watching as a kid, blown away by it, and I watched it in VHS, and I really loved the combo between the darkness, the greatness with the action, the humor, and of course at the heart. It's considered by many fans as the ultimate TMNT film, and it's still beloved after 45 years. It really still holds up. It's a really good adaptation of the comic book, mixing with the humor and the warmth of the TV show. Not be too kid friendly, but the kids really watch it. The film, really was released in 1990, like I said, grossed $200 million, and spawned two sequels, with which more softer tone because they were like complacent by parents. Not enjoy the gritness and the darkness of it. I actually watched it as a kid and I loved it. My parents actually didn't forbid me to watch it, but I was a huge fan of the Turtles back then, and of course I watched this film so many times, and I'm watching as an adult, I still love it, and still love it. Every time I watch this film, I go back. Being a kid, loved the Turtles. I played with the action figures and stuff. And that's really much it. This is it's amazing how this film holds up very well after 45 years, and the tone is really well done and well grounded. I think Steve Barron did a great job with the visual of the film. To be as faithful as possible to the original comic book, by Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. And despite the criticism back then, this is a really good adaptation, and it's still alive after 45 years. And of course, nowadays you have the MCU, you have the DCU, but man, back in the day, this was like the MCU of the 90s, in terms of events. It came out at the time, like the time when Batman came out. It was really a good time for this one to come out. It was really, it's really still the best Turtles film and still unbeaten. And that's it for the. For this introduction. I hope you enjoy it. If you, of course, that's why I'm making this video, because it's a good time to celebrate 45 years of the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. You have to celebrate in the best turtle way possible. So thank you very much. Watch a little bit films, and to the power.